My guests today say they're worried they've settled down before they've sowed their wild oats. Please meet Ian. He says every time he tries to confess his cheating ways, he gets tongue-tied. Ian, what is going on?
Well, Jerry, me and my wife got married after being together for only 10 days.
Yes. Oh, wow.
She was 7.5 months pregnant.
The what?
7.5 months pregnant. So I gave up my pursuit of a career to be a rock star and went and got a job at Burger King.
Whoa, okay. So it was either Burger King, Rockstar.
Well, after I got married, I didn't have the time I needed anymore to be able to practice with the band and see the guys every day because I had more dedication to Kyla and my son.
Good.
So it's been 2 years now. I'm not as happy as I was when we first got together.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, one of our friends came into Burger King where I'm working at, and she bought a milkshake.
Are you serious?
Went over to the chair and sat down.
And she sat down.
And I looked at her, and she has her tongue split into two. And she pulled the straw out of her shake and pulled it between her tongue in one swoop, cleaning the straw. So, I thought to myself, I really like tattoos and piercings. So, we started talking and she gave me her number. So, I went home that night and I thought to myself, I'm not as happy as I was with my wife. And this woman has things that I might like.
You can't trust her. She speaks with forked tongue.
Well, I wrote down a whole pros and cons list.
Of what, a forked tongue?
Of the good and bad things that would happen if I did cheat on my wife.
Oh, pros and cons of cheating.
Yes.
Yeah, I tell
well,
you what, let me just read, because
you're never going to be able to get
I can see the pros are more than the cons here.
Yes.
I would increase my sexual experience. 5, variety. 6, less stress. 7, career. Oh, you could pursue your career if you're a cheater. And number 8, never going to get a tongue like that any other way. My guess is that really was your number one.
Yeah.
Here are the cons. Wasted marriage, time, work, effort, STD, insecurity. Everyone would know your reputation. I think they do now. It's going to amaze you, but these cameras work. So, did you have sex with this other woman?
Yes.
Split tongue and all?
Yes.
This is your wife coming out now, and I should tell you, she's been outside the studio, so she hasn't heard any of this. You're going to now tell her. Here's Kyla. Hi, Kyla. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Jerry.
I see you have a beautiful child. Yeah. And how is your marriage?
It's good. I mean, it's rocky. It's like most relationships, but we get through the hard parts without the use of therapy. We have our own techniques for that.
Oh, and what are those techniques?
Leave each other alone till the other one's cooled off, and then come back and try and talk about it.
Not bad advice. Pretty good. Okay. Lovely lady. What do you want to tell her?
Well, Kyla, a couple weeks ago, Carrie came into Burger King, and we exchanged numbers. So last week, she asked me to give her a ride somewhere, and it was to her house, and she asked me to come in. And I had sex with her that night. I love both you and our son so much. And you guys
Apparently not, if you're gonna throw away a lifetime of happiness with me for an hour of sex with that freak.
Why do you call her a freak? I mean, I'm not excusing what she did for a second. I'm just saying. Is she freakish?
She's got a split tongue.
She's got a split tongue.
And I can't believe this after everything that I did for you, after every sacrifice that I made for you. And you do this to me?
I'm sorry, you don't do the things I want you to do.
Split her tongue?
No, I don't necessarily want her to split her tongue. Sometimes I like to come home from work and not have to worry about getting yelled at all day or getting yelled at because she had to take care of the baby all day. Or have to go to bed because she wants to go to bed that time, you know? Or I like to have some variety. And I don't just want one focus on the way the rest of my life is going to be. I want people to do the things I like to do too. You don't let me do those things.
You act like being a mom isn't a 24/7 job. I don't get any breaks. I'm sorry that when you come home I yell at you. Probably because I had to change all those diapers all day. I had to give him a bath and feed him and take care of him like a mother does.
Here's Carrie.
Cannot resist my two tongues.
I don't want to hear it. He's like every other man. Every man can't resist your tongue for the hour that they're with you.
What's wrong with that? It was more than an hour. It was like rock star sex. He had a great time. You know?
Great time with
He wants to be a rock star.
What are
Support
you?
what he wants to do.
What are you? Who are you? You're just some nasty trailer trash whore who sleeps with guys for money and... You're the type of hoe that breaks up a happy family.
A happy family, what, living in his dad's basement?
That ain't my fault.
You're making him do all the work.
I'm making him do all the work, honey. You need to get your facts straight because as far as I remember, it was him who kept me from getting my last job. Yes, Sherry. I had an interview.
Yeah.
And he told me that I didn't have to go, that I didn't have to do everything. And then 2 months later, we were in his dad's basement. So I'm not holding anybody back. I'm being held back.
I told you didn't have to work because I would go to work for you.
Exactly. So don't throw it in my face that we don't have money.
I don't
when you're
throw it
the
in your
one
face that we
making
don't have
it
money.
at
I throw it
some
in your face
dead-end
that I want
job.
to be able to do some things with the money sometimes.
How
Sorry,
were you
that's
born
family.
with the split tongue?
No, sir. I pulled a string out of one of my shirts, put a hollow needle through it, stuck the string through the hollow needle, and my ex now, boyfriend at the time, flossed the string out until... That's badass. That's rock star. That's what he wants.
Wouldn't
you know,
it grow-
tattoos, piercings, freaky stuff. You know,
Wouldn't
some
it-
excitement.
Yeah. Wouldn't the tongue, though, grow back together?
Yeah, actually, it did grow about halfway back, but I could easily fix it if I chose. So, I mean, it was pretty extreme, I'll admit, but I mean, I wanted to be individual. I'm an extreme person.
Yeah.
I like to have fun, you know. I just thought it would be unique.
Are you finished splitting things?
I guess. Yeah.
You don't want to be with him, or are you trying to be with him, or what's that
No,
about? That was
It was just a great time. Not gonna lie, but I wouldn't want
Bitch, you
to.
still got my sloppy seconds.
Okay. Speaking of sloppy seconds, he's picking up a kid that isn't even his. That's not even his kid.
And you act like he does not know that. Like he didn't know that when we got married. Yeah, I was 6
After
months
10 days
pregnant.
of being together, woohoo! Yeah, you got
At least
parental
I have it,
consent
man. At least I ain't
to
gotta go
date
around
on a piece of
stealing
paper when
everybody
you were
else's man like some little hoe.
16.
Why-
You thought you could get married at 16 and know everything and be a mom and let him raise a kid that wasn't
Yeah,
his.
I'm a lot more responsible than you. At least I have a roof over my head and I'm not sleeping to try and find one.
Okay.
Sleeping with your man, though.
To try and find a roof over your head.
You want to be back with your wife?
I don't know. I don't know what I want. I want a little
He
more
wants a good
freedom.
time.
I want a good time, but I want freedom. But I still want my family. I love my family very much, but I want a little more.
What do you say? Do you want him back?
pack your
You're out.
If you think that was wild and crazy, then click here to keep watching. And don't forget to subscribe. All you have to do is click here. And one more thing, take care of yourself and each other.